Hello, my name is Stephanie Gillespie. I'm a reference and instruction librarian here at Pellissippi State. I wanted to give you a kind of overview of making your documents accessible through Word. There are basic steps to doing this. The first step is to see the lay of the land, so see what exactly is making your document inaccessible, all of these extra formatting marks and so forth. And then the second step is to clear out that deadwood, all of the extra formatting marks that don't belong. And the third step is to zone and enrich. And what I mean is you add headers, which help screen readers navigate your documents, and then enrich through alt text and such things. So as an overview, I can show you how to see the lay of the land. So if you have your document, what you want to do is turn on the formatting marks right here in the third box. All of these really strange formatting marks come up. It just doesn't... these guys are tabs, these little arrows. This is a paragraph marker, which is extra. They're paragraph markers at the end of text. Those are actually necessary. And then there's these guys hanging out all alone. Those are not necessary. Those are extra. So the next thing to get the lay of the land is to click on View and open up your ruler and your navigation pane. Okay. With these three things, you get a really good idea of what is going on with your document. Okay, now this is an inaccessible document. Why is that? Well, when a screen reader, and all screen readers are different, but when a screen reader generally will encounter this document, first thing that's making it inaccessible is it has, if you look on the left-hand side here, it has no way to navigate this document, which is to say that if you have 11-page syllabus, the screen reader is actually going to have to read through the whole document. The reader, the student cannot skip to a particular section like you have here special technology requirements. A sighted student would be able to scan and look for what they were hoping to see, maybe week 3's materials, but unfortunately, because there are no headings, your student who needs the accessibility is not going to be able to do that. So when a screen reader encounters this document, it's going to start at the top and read Pellissippi State Community College, Introduction to Information Literacy, InfoLit 1010, and then line. So every time it encounters a paragraph marker that's all alone, and it's an extra paragraph marker, it's just going to say line. So then it's going to say class misspelled HRS : 3.0, and all of these tabs act as one moment's pause. So there are 8. So you can just count to yourself silently 8 pauses. And then it goes on, credit misspelled HRS : 3.0, laboratory HRS misspelled : 0.0, and then another 8-second pause. And then revised : fall 2015, line, instructor, line, and so forth. Once it gets down here, there's going to be a moment's pause. It's going to say line and then moment's pause, and then this course introduces students to information literacy concepts and examines students' researching practices. See that's pause again. It seeks to improve students' abilities to research, evaluate, and cite information, line, and so forth. Once it gets down to this picture, when you have no alt text, it will automatically put in the file location. So it will say image, and then it'll say the file location, this whole thing. So that's not describing the picture for the student at all. They have no idea what this is. So then you get down here, there's this pause again, and then if hyphens are being used as like lists, like a bulletin point, the student has no idea. It's actually going to just say hyphen hardware requirements. So these need to be definitely taken out. Down here, it's just going to keep saying line, 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 line. At this point, my screen reader actually stopped functioning and wouldn't go on. So, tables, these also need alt text. Yeah, there's no description. Once a student gets into a table, they can't get back out again. So you want to use your table sparingly. You definitely, if you have a 3-page table, you need to break that up somehow. Maybe by some weeks, or maybe by something, anything. But try to make tables that are shorter, sweeter. And then we have an example here of, this is an inaccessible list, and I can tell this because, just the way this is formatted versus this, it just looks different. Yeah, these are all together, and this is all aligned together. So this would just literally say a period introduction, introduce and examine the 6 basic concepts, blah, blah, blah. It's also actually a little harder to read, considering that this is not lined up underneath. Very easy to fix. What does an accessible document look like? In comparison, we have no extra formatting marks. So all of these paragraph marks here are associated with text. There's no paragraph markers hanging out all by themselves. On the side here, you have some headings, so you can jump to different headings. The student, not only is this accessible for you, but also for your students who cannot just scan without the help of a screen reader. We have some page breaks instead of the line, 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 line. We have lists, like here is a list. We don't have any extra tabs either. We have one tab here, and this is done with a right tab. We also have alt text here. Book cover of the United States of Appalachia. You could also put in required textbook of the United States of Appalachia. And then we have some alt text for our table. The table describes the learning activities for each week. So, how to actually do this takes a lot longer, and again, I would encourage you to attend one of the library's workshops on how to do this. Thank you so much.